The Adventures in Chemistry program was actually really appealing to me, mostly because I'm a chemistry major, so that's what I do.
The science was a must for me because as a biochem major, I obviously love the science. I'm throwing myself into all these courses.
Learning about the chemistry that goes behind everyday things like cooking, you know, knowing weights, measurements, everything like that.
I was interested in going to Europe and seeing some of the World War I battlefields, mainly because I've been interested in the war and that sort of thing.
I thought this would be a fantastic opportunity to learn more about the First World War and then the years following the initial conflict.
The goals and objectives of this experience were to give students an opportunity to learn about chemistry in context, specifically the chemistry of food and art, in a study abroad experience.
Not only were they studying chemistry as it applies to art, such as the chemistry of all of the art materials, but they got to study this in a place where that art was being made.
It's the centenary of the beginning of World War I, which is more widely known in Europe as the Great War. The primary goal was to allow Miami students the opportunity to see aspects of the Great War that are still with us.
My favorite moment of the trip was visiting Verdun, where it was a huge battle in 1916, and where you can really still see a lot of the effects of it. You could see the shell holes.
We were standing on top of Fort Douaumont, and to see the landscape around us completely scarred, to see villages that were once there completely wiped out.
It was bombarded from like all sides, and it has the crazy terrain that is indicative of World War I, that it looks like the surface of the moon. It was incredible and disturbing at the same time.
When we were in Ypres, Belgium, we were able to walk in original trenches and see a lot of debris left over from the conflict.
To see the shell craters and the trenches where our men had fought and died made the history more real.
Miami students were asked to and ended up embracing participation for the first time ever in a nightly commemorative ritual held in Ypres, Belgium, underneath the Menin Gate.
Every single person that fought for the British Empire that doesn't have a marked grave, their name is displayed on this gate.
Seeing how the different cultures interacted over in Italy compared to how we interact as students in a university is very different.
We went to see cheese making, we went to a winery, we had a fantastic hike to a castle that's from the Middle Ages and that was abandoned.
We took a cooking class in Florence and we made a multi-course meal.
Personally, I cooked lunch, a 3-course lunch actually. It was really delicious.
We studied the chemistry behind how wheat and dough is made, and salt, sugar, bitterness, and we had all of that knowledge going into the cooking class, so it made a lot more sense.
Overall, I really loved Florence. Seeing the David, that was really cool. It totally blew me away.
When we were in Venice, we went to the island of Murano, and we went to a glass blowing factory, and we watched the glass blowers make multicolored vases.
Study abroad, no matter where you do it, gives you a broader context and understanding of different things you may learn academically. And so it becomes real.
This experience will definitely help me, primarily as a political science major, to understand the influences that the past have had on Europe today and on America.
Stand out in the fields where soldiers had fought and died and feel the wind blowing on my face or being rained on. It expanded my understanding a lot more by letting me kind of physically experience a little part of what other people in the past did.
I am actually taking a capstone this semester about the Great War, and I've decided to write my thesis about concepts and things we encountered while we were over there on the trip.
I've definitely gained a lot more respect for the international students who come and study abroad.
And I think it gave me more of a respect for how we treat each other. You realize everyone here is a big family.